Echoes of a life, the day I stopped living on autopilot. I can still remember the exact moment. It wasn't dramatic. Nobody was yelling. Nothing big happened. But I realized something that hit me like a punch. I wasn't really living. I was just moving. I was doing all the things a person's supposed to be doing. Working, planning, staying busy. But my mind was somewhere else. And that day, I finally saw it. I was on autopilot. Here's how autopilot works. You wake up, you check your phone, you rush, you handle problems, you answer messages, you stay productive, and by the time the day ends, you feel tired. But you can't even clearly remember what the day felt like. Not what you did, what it felt like, and that's the scary part. Because when you live on autopilot, time doesn't feel like time. It feels like a blur. Like your life is just a long row of days that all look the same. That day, I was doing something normal. Nothing special. I was walking, just walking, and I passed this little moment that should have felt beautiful. The sunlight was hitting the building just right. People were laughing in the distance. The air felt clean. It was peaceful, but I didn't feel any of it. I was physically there, but mentally, I was already in the next hour, the next problem, the next task. And I remember thinking, wait, when was the last time I actually noticed my own life? That question stopped me cold. Not because it sounded deep, but because I didn't have an answer. And suddenly it hit me. I had been living like the purpose of my life was to just get through it. Get through Monday, get through work, get through stress, get through responsibility, always waiting for the weekend, waiting for vacation, waiting for the next thing, but the next thing never fixes it. Because autopilot doesn't end when the schedule gets easier. Autopilot ends when you wake up. And I realized something else too. If I didn't stop it, I could wake up one day and realize I'd lived 10 years without really being present for any of it. And that thought scared me more than failure ever could. So here's what I did. Nothing fancy. I didn't move to Bali. I didn't quit my job. I didn't become a monk. I did one simple thing. I paused. I stood still and I said out loud, I'm here. Then I looked around like a child again. I noticed the sounds of footsteps, the sky, the faces of people passing by, the warmth of the sun, and I realized the problem wasn't my life. The problem wasn't inside it. Autopilot had stolen my attention. Not all at once, but slowly, like a thief. And this is the part I want you to hear. Autopilot doesn't always look like misery. Sometimes it looks like success. Sometimes it looks like being responsible. Sometimes it looks like being busy and productive. But deep down, it creates a quiet sadness. Because you can achieve a lot and still feel like you're missing your own life. That's why so many people feel empty even when everything looks fine. They didn't lose their life. They lost their presence. That day, I stopped living on autopilot. I didn't become a different person, but I became awake again. And if you feel like your days are blurring together, if you feel like you're always rushing, always thinking, always waiting, let this be your reminder. Your life is not late. Your life is not the weekend. Your life is not someday. Your life is happening today, and you deserve to be there for it. Thanks for watching Echoes of a Life.